I was born into a secular Jewish family, and at the age of 18 I decided to go deeper into believing in God. Like most people, I looked at religion from a point of view that was closest to me. As my family was Jewish and I was educated to attend Jewish schools, I looked into rabbinical, Orthodox Judaism. In 1988 I joined a yeshiva and began my journey in the Orthodox rabbinical cult. In 1991 I married my first wife, then, Luna Mello, now Kamar al-Khattab. She was from the Moroccan town of Tétouan and attended the Orthodox Jewish Rabbinical Seminary for girls known as Brewers or Samson Raphael Hirsch Bet Yaakov, also known as Bais Yaakov. 1992 brought us the birth of my first son Abdul Rahman, formerly Rachamim Cohen. Alhamdulillah, 1. He was then, as he is today, my pride and joy. At Abdul Rahman's birth we lived in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, in the Hasidic Satmar community. I used to see all the lies and cheating, government fraud and money laundering using the synagogue and yeshiva bank accounts, and also the poor hygiene of these people. I was tense so that my newborn wouldn't grow up like them. I tried to broaden our horizons and moved to the Ocean Parkway area of Brooklyn later that year. From 1994 until 1998, 3 more wonderful children were born, alhamdulillah. Hezabah, Abdul Aziz, formerly Ezra, and Abdullah, formerly Obadiah. During those years I tried to convince myself that Judaism was the true path, and I simply didn't understand because I never read the complete set of the Talmud and its 3 different forms of understanding, including the hidden level. You see, this is a trick in the rabbinical cult. You never finish reading the entire rabbinical text and thus become subservient to the rabbis, also known as the sages of Zion, who will interpret Judaism for you. During this time the rabbis saw that we doubted their beliefs and constantly followed our family, contacting all new friends and employers, etc. Rabbis must always know where you move and who your friends are. The rabbis started to be a big nuisance as rabbinical Jews were, and so, looking for a better future elsewhere, we got the family together and moved to Palestine. Then, like most Westerners, we were brainwashed into referring to the Jewish entity as Israel. In September 1998 we arrived in Gaza, or what the Jewish squatters call Gush Katif. My wife was quickly driven away by the lies of the people there, and my son Abdul Rahman came home from school one day saying, "Daddy, my teacher doesn't cover her hair properly, her dress is too short, they don't learn the Torah here and all they do is play." Mashallah, too, my son was quite right. With no property or money, we looked for a house in the vicinity of the Jewish settlement of Netivot, in occupied Palestine in 1948. Shas, a religious political party, immediately helped us by providing a house and its private education system. My children went from knowing no Hebrew to first in their class, alhamdulillah. During our stay in Netivot I met a Muslim from the Arab Emirates and we had conversations for about 2 years, in which he would ask me about the Aqidah or Jewish belief and then compare it to the Tawhid al-Elohiyah, a part of Islamic monotheism. Then I would go and ask the main rabbis about Jewish belief and I would always get 60,000 different answers. The Jews can't even say where God is based on the text, instead, they say that God is everywhere. Athabila, 3. One day I decided to go to an Arab market and bought a translation of the meanings of the Holy Quran in English. Subhanallah, 4. I couldn't put it down. All the problems I had with Jews and Judaism were being addressed by Allah, the Most High, in the first 3 chapters of the Quran. Allah answered most of my doubts about Judaism. The Quran is firm with the Jews and invites them to a just truth. Islam, to save them from the hell in which their ancestors are currently living. When I had finished reading the entire Quran, I could no longer associate with Jews, and so I was forced to tell my wife that I was a Muslim. Alhamdulillah, within 2 weeks my wife decided to read the Quran and became a Muslim. And after her, the children, Alhamdulillah. Soon after, we moved to the Palestinian Authority in East Jerusalem, where we lived for almost 6 years. Today, in 2006, Alhamdulillah, we live in Morocco. My Alhamdulillah children no longer remember Hebrew and their first language is Arabic. They are all learning in Arabic Islamic schools, Alhamdulillah, and we thank Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, 5, for blessing us with Islam.